We don't know the context of the Comey letter. It's being presented as Trump trying to interfere in an investigation, something Barack Obama actually did with the acquiescence of James Comey to clear Hillary Clinton. Obama actually did what Trump is being alleged to have done. You know this phrase, I hope you can see your way to letting this go? Do you know who often uses a phrase like that? Psychiatrists. To people, patients who are obsessive compulsives. I hope you can let this go. I hope you're going to be able to. There's whatever. I mean, they're trying to say that Trump was trying to shut down the investigation. How did that work out? I think every investigation under the sun is still going on, isn't it? With no evidence? Trump's really horrible. If his idea was shut down an investigation of Flynn or of the Russia collusion, they're both still ongoing, and there's nothing that has stopped them. And even the FBI second in command says that no effort has been made to stop the investigation. That's the whole premise that the media is relying on with the Comey memo. Yeah, well, if you have Comey, apparently, is a big believer in self-protection. And every time he had a meeting with a principal, he would go back and memorialize the meeting in the form of a memo to himself. Dear self, the president today told me he hopes I can let go of the investigation into Michael Flynn. And he did this to protect himself. But then, how come nobody knew about this until the New York Times told us about it? How come the investigators in the Senate have not been told about this memo by Comey? How come Comey has not spoken up about it himself? If Trump was trying to subvert an investigation and shut it down, shouldn't the FBI director have said something that very next day? Shouldn't Comey have gone public, as only he could do, with a massive press conference and resign in great fervor over the idea that this pig had attempted to violate the Constitution and stop his investigation? Why did we not know about this until the New York Times lets it loose? There are countless questions here, my friends, that have answers that blow up pretty much every premise the media is attempting to get you to believe. Some of it's problematic. Do not misunderstand. I'm not sitting here in abject denial. Some of this is problematic. On the Flynn business, Trump should have known, let them do whatever he want to do, and he can pardon Flynn later. Doesn't have to stop the investigation. Pardon him if it happens. Who knows what. I think the truth is, I don't think Trump wanted to let Flynn go. I think he loved Flynn. I think Flynn was loyal. I think he trusted Flynn, and I think the pressure got to him to let Flynn go, and it's something that's bothered him. I'm wild guessing, because I do not have any inside context in any of this. No, Obama actually proceed. Well, here's what they're trying to accuse Trump of doing. This is the bottom line. What they want to do, ladies and gentlemen, let me take a break. If I get started in this, I'm going to go way, way long. So let me take a break, and we'll come back. I'll tell you what this whole thing ultimately is about, and it is something that Obama actually did with Comey to get an investigation of Hillary Clinton stopped, and she was cleared. We'll be back. Don't go away. Hi, welcome back. Great to have you. All right, here's, among many things, what's going on. What Trump is alleged to have done here, vis-a-vis the Comey memo. Comey memo says that Trump asked him to let it go. Let the Flynn investigation go. I can hope you see your way as the guy didn't do anything. He's a good guy. I love the guy. He's an honest guy. And Comey, yeah, I can tell you he's an honest guy. He's a good guy. And what Trump is alleged to have done is actually no different than what Barack Obama did in April last year, when he made it known that he didn't want Hillary prosecuted. In fact, the Obama situation is actually worse. While Trump indicated he didn't want Flynn charged, he did not order the case dropped, because it's still going on. Trump indicated that he wanted Flynn not to be charged, but he did not order the case to be dropped, and the case continues. Grand juries have been impaneled now. In contrast, the FBI and the Department of Justice dropped the Hillary investigation just as Obama wanted them to, and they used exactly the rationales Obama used when he made his public statements. Well, Obama, he was saying there was no intent to harm the U.S. The degree of classified emails that Mrs. Clinton was trafficking in is very exaggerated. Obama went public with all this. He went public with his own exoneration and thought that the investigation should be brought to a screeching halt. And it was. Comey got together and they stopped the investigation, and that allowed them and Hillary for the rest of the campaign to say she had been cleared. That's why they got so mad at Comey when he did the July 5th press conference, because back in April, Obama thought he had taken care of this. The July 5th press conference was essentially to announce that there wasn't going to be a prosecution of Hillary because there wasn't any intent. This is what Obama had set up with public statements the previous April. And I know you don't remember the media being jacked up about this. I know you don't remember any anonymous sources leaking information to the media that looked bad for Hillary and Obama. You just greeted this with, it's the usual Democrat media corruption. And they're saying that this is what Trump was trying to sneak through here. He was trying to get Flynn to be cleared so that he could run around and say, Flynn didn't do anything. See, I'm clear. Here's what the allegation is going to be, if it hasn't already appeared to drive-by media. The allegation is going to be that what Trump wanted to do was to have the FBI clear Michael Flynn and then use the FBI's clearing him to argue that a thorough investigation had proved nothing bad happened here. All right? Now, why did they think that's what Trump would do? They're going to say that Trump's plan was to rig the investigation and then exploit the fact that there had been one. By exploiting it, I mean, hey, look, man, look at this detailed investigation. It happened, and my buddy Flynn's clear. And Democrats would know exactly how to do it because that's exactly what Obama did with Hillary. If you're scratching your heads about this, maybe you remember in April of 2016, when everybody was wondering, is Hillary going to be indicted? There was a drip, drip, drip. Every day there seemed to be more news about Hillary's illegal server and classified documents flying around. And every day people speculated who was behind this. And everybody concluded that Obama was. And remember the debates, the question, is Obama trying to take her out? Is Obama trying to privately destroy her? Is it Obama does not want her to be president, doesn't trust her with this? Remember all this stuff? And on the other side of it, people were saying, maybe Obama's trying to inoculate her. Maybe Obama's trying to just dribble this stuff out so that it doesn't end up hurting her a little bit here, a little bit there. But the conventional wisdom was that if he was doing anything, he was trying to hurt her because it just prolonged everything. I offer those simply as reference points. You might remember those things being discussed at this time. This is April of 2016, and that's what the Democrats would know how to accuse Trump of. But and there's no evidence this is what Trump was trying to do. There's no evidence for anything here. We have allegations. We have a memo that may or may not exist. We have a memo that may exist without any context. We don't have anybody who can tell you what crime Donald Trump has committed yet to this day. But Obama actually did with Hillary Clinton exactly what they are accusing Trump of trying to do through Comey at that dinner where Comey only got one scoop of ice cream to protect Flynn. If you think back to April 2016, there was no way they were ever going to have Hillary Clinton indicted. Obama ran the DOJ, and he was running Loretta Lynch, and Obama was running Comey, and there was no way Hillary was ever going to be indicted. You know it, and I know it. But they used the fact that the FBI had ostensibly done a thorough investigation in order to clear her. That was the purpose of the drip, drip, drip. The purpose, in retrospect, of the drip, drip, drip was to get all the evidence out there and then claim that it had been investigated. And then Comey magically appears on July 5th to list all this stuff that everybody knew, and some of it that we didn't know, but he gets it all out there and then says no reasonable prosecutor would proceed, and bam, she's cleared. The difference between Obama and Trump is very simple. Obama's pressure on the FBI to wipe the Hillary investigation off the map appears to have worked. Regardless of what Trump may have said to Comey, the investigation of Flynn continues. The investigation of the collusion, Trump campaign in Russia, continues. So where is the obstruction? They're whispering impeachment, obstruction of justice, violation of this, and where is it? The investigations are ongoing everywhere. The House Democrats announced a new one today. Pencil Neck went out there, Adam Schiff, and said, we're not going to wait for a special counsel. We're going to do a special commission here in the House. So they've launched another investigation. Investigations aren't being shut down. Now, some people, as I was saying, don't want to sit around and wait for impeachment. They want whatever is going to happen here to happen before the 2018 midterms. So there are people suggesting, and one of them is Ross Douthat of the New York Times, quote-unquote conservative columnist there. His suggestion, and many have now echoed it, well, use the 25th Amendment. That's how we get rid of Trump. We don't have to worry about whether Republicans will join us now. Just use the 25th Amendment. What's the 25th Amendment say? 25th Amendment says that the cabinet, the president's cabinet, can certify the president's insane, mentally deranged, deluded, mentally unsound, and get rid of him on the basis that he's not all there. I was on the golf course over this weekend, and I mentioned the whole subject of impeachment came up, and I said, I don't necessarily think that, although I wouldn't be surprised, but I wouldn't be surprised if the way this is all setting up. They're trying to claim Trump's unbalanced anyway, and he never has been altogether. So there are many areas here at which they're aiming at Trump. Now, Andy McCarthy has written a column about this Obama precedent that I just talked about. I want to give you a couple paragraphs of his piece here, just to batten this down, because this is important. What they're accusing Trump of doing has already happened. And it was Obama protecting Hillary and clearing her in the campaign year 2016. On April 10th, 2016, President Obama publicly stated that Hillary Clinton had shown carelessness in using a private email server, but he insisted that she had not intended to endanger national security. Again, intent is not an element of the criminal statute. It's been totally made up by Comey. The statute does not require intent in order for it to be violated. Comey just made it up and attached it. And Obama used it before Comey did. April 10th, 2016, Obama said publicly Hillary had not intended to endanger national security. Of course not. She's a great Democrat. She's a Secretary of State. She's from the Clinton dynasty. There is no way Hillary Clinton would intend to endanger national security. Come on, people, Obama said. Who are we talking about here? Are we serious, Mrs. Clinton and Huma Abedin, who would want to purposely damage? That's the route they took. Obama suggested that in the greater scheme of things, the importance of what Hillary had done here had been way, way overestimated. Way, way too amplified. She wasn't trying to traffic in national security. She wasn't trying to endanger United States of America. She wasn't doing half the stuff she's been alleged. He said all this publicly. And next thing we knew, July 5th, Comey publicly stated In almost the exact words that Obama had used back in April, Clinton had been extremely careless. Obama said she had shown carelessness. Comey said Hillary had been extremely careless in using a private email server to handle classified information. But Comey insisted that she had not intended to endanger national security, which, again, is not an element of the statute. So you see the pattern. Obama goes public. Hey, she didn't intend anything here. She showed carelessness. July, Comey. Hillary was extremely careless, but she didn't intend to endanger national security. Comey acknowledged that classified information had been transmitted via her server, but he suggested that in the greater scheme of things, it was just a small percentage of the emails involved. Just like Obama said, it's been so overstated. So if anybody's been working together here to clear a perp, it is James Comey and Barack Obama in April and through July of 2016. And since that is what happened, the Democrats and the media are now projecting on Donald Trump that which they did. And they are accusing him of wanting to do what they did and claiming that Trump's desire and effort to try to do this constitutes obstruction of justice and is thus an impeachable offense. And yet, at this very moment, nobody can detail for any of us a single crime Trump has committed other than winning an election that he was supposed to lose in a landslide, unseating the popular Hillary Clinton, whose turn it was, and who openly in his inaugural address threatened the Washington establishment and told them their days were over. There's no mystery why we are here today. It's been one of the easiest things to predict. And I have to tell you, I've been saying all week that one of the major things about this that troubles me is that either Trump or his people didn't even understand the scope of what they had done and what they were doing in terms of being able to accurately predict the establishment's reaction. They were just not going to roll over. These are not the people that accept the results of an election. They just don't. And this is not the first time in our history that they have acted this way. Florida 2000. They just don't accept the results of elections when they lose them. So anyway, July 5th, the case against Hillary is dismissed. Could there be a more striking set of parallels? Asks Andy McCarthy. Now, a cynic might say that Obama had clearly signaled to the FBI and the Justice Department that he didn't want Mrs. Clinton to be charged with a crime, and that with this not-so-subtle pressure in the public air, the president's subordinates dropped the case, exactly what Obama wanted, relying precisely on Obama's stated public rationale. And the media could not have cared less about actual obstruction, about actual interference. And of course they couldn't have cared less, because this is the outcome they wanted. Mrs. Clinton cleared free as a bird as the nominee of the Democrat Party.